Hello. Welcome into Anime Plus, episode 87. I'm Alex Live with Sparky3. Hopefully you're having an incredible day today, whatever day you're watching or listening to this podcast. Got Zach in here with me. I got the boy. Zach, how you doing? How you feeling?
I'm doing good. Feeling great. Feel special.
Ready to jump into some great talks today?
Yes.
Yes. You got some stuff lined up for us, I think, with Dragon Quest. Thank Christ we are almost done with this fucking show.
I want you to know there's I got something in the works now myself. You'll find out.
When?
In 6 weeks.
Okay. I don't know what no, that's, oh no. Are you gonna get like another figure like you did the fucking spider one?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit, that's right. I need to get the mascot back out.
No, you don't. You can leave it.
No, I'm not getting something like that, but it is something that we're gonna be able to put up somewhere.
In the new.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I can't wait for that. It's gonna be pretty dope. Gonna have some good talks today. We are pretty much at the end of this summer anime lineup here. Got one finale to talk about today with Rent a Girlfriend. And then Overlord's about to be at its end. It should be 13 episodes.
Yep.
Lycoris, Recoil, 1 episode left. Class from the Elite, 1 episode left. Summertime Rendering, 2 episodes left. And then Meme Quest, 5 episodes left.
We get to end all of them right before we go on a 2-week break.
Yep. Yeah, great point. Yeah, we are going to go on a little bit of a break here.
And then we come back with Dragon Quest again.
Unfortunately. No, yeah. So, okay, we will have our episode out next week. That will still go as planned. And then it'll be the week after, that first week of October. No episode. And then we should come back with an episode, I think. I think it should only be 1 week break, actually.
Okay.
Let me look. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it should be a 1 week break because when we come back, we should be good to record on the 13th, which is also the day the Dragon Ball Breakers launches. Shout out to Dragon Ball The Breakers, which is currently in open beta.
I got Spirit Ball.
Got Spirit Ball?
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to Josh Pillow as well. I hit the wrong button. There we go. Shout out to Josh Pillow, looking as handsome as ever.
One day.
Yeah. Maybe one day soon. Not to this show. No. But yes, maybe one day soon. I recently obtained some new information.
We're getting a bigger pillow?
Okay, we do need to get a bigger pillow. We do need to get an actual body pillow. But no, not a bigger pillow. Maybe Josh will come back sometime in the near future. I got some new information on him recently about that, so we'll see. But if you could drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, be a friend, tell a friend. Of course, check us out on our website, sparky3.com. You can sign up for free or sign up for $5 a month. We appreciate that. As well as check out all of our sponsors down in the description below. Especially, just keep an eye out for the stuff coming for Agent Ink. Super pumped for that. Working on the design stuff. Working on the design stuff. I got to send them some files. I forgot. I'll pull that up in a little bit while one of us is talking. I got to send them some stuff. I just remembered. I got to send them some vector images. Either way, though, gonna have some dope stuff coming out of Agent Ink in the near future. As well as check out like Rogue Energy, Weird Beard Company, and of course Red Dragon with promo code GameStatic.
Can we get like a RIP hippo with Josh's face on a hippo?
That would be fun. That would be pretty fun. I feel like that'd be more in line with our merch store.
I mean, it would.
Yeah, that'd be more in line with sparky3shop.com. Shout out to that. Show some support. Join the Discord as well. That'd be more in line with I think our merch store over what Agent Ink has. But
yes, most definitely.
Yeah, Agent Ink is that's the fancy stuff. That's the stuff, as you put it, not designed by us. That's the main thing. So excited for that partnership.
It's all slightly designed by us or you. And they just take and go, okay, but let's do this.
Accurate, yes, yeah. No, looking forward to that partnership quite a bit. Anything we want to chat about before we jump into some anime? Shout out to the new Chainsaw Man trailer, as well as like the release date, as well as confirmed 12 episodes. So I guess it will be divided into multiple parts, which makes sense. They're going to milk this bad boy, get some extra money out of it. We're at a point now where it's like, minus a few exceptions like Shaman King, it just doesn't make sense to run a show continuously, or Dragon Quest. Besides those exceptions of series that aren't necessarily like popping in popularity, it doesn't necessarily make sense to run them in a continuous go. So like Bleach, we weren't sure what was going to happen with Bleach. We weren't sure if it was going to just run in a continuous thing like a One Piece or a Shaman King or whatever. And of course, we got the news where it's going to be broken into 4 parts, which is
RIP.
Yeah, so that'll probably go on for a couple years. And then Chainsaw Man, 12 episodes for this upcoming fall. So probably sometime like next fall, get the next 12. So that'd be kind of my guess. Also, shout out to the fact that every episode is going to have a different ending. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah, every episode will have a different ending song.
Wow.
Yeah, 12 different artists, 12 different songs.
Damn.
I know. Isn't that insane?
Speaking of difference, me and Roboco Volume 10.
Oh my God, I know. Dude, those volumes don't miss, man.
That was the first thing I saw that morning on Twitter. And I went, well, time to send this to Alex.
Bro.
So Volume 10 of me and Roboco is the Volume 1 of Chainsaw Man, with Roboco holding up, having 2 pistols for some reason, stepping on people's faces.
Bro, it was...
I have no context for me and Roboco, but just the fact that they redo other series covers and get away with it out of context.
Bro, it's amazing. Bro, those covers absolutely never miss.
If Chainsaw Man doesn't have a me and Roboco reference, one of those endings, I'll be sad.
I know, man. I hope it does. The anime needs to utilize those volume covers.
You know, we always mention the me and Roboco, but when was the last time you saw one of the Dragon Ball covers?
Bro, that's a good point. Yeah, they were supposed to be released like every month, weren't they?
Yeah.
I have not seen one. Those haven't been in my timeline in a fucking minute.
It's like, would they have had enough time to do all of them at this point?
No, it's supposed to be ending sometime like early 2023.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, like Q2 of 2023, I think. So, I mean, we're still we're still a little ways away. I should be seeing more, but I guess they're just not in my timeline, you know? They're not in my algorithm right now, which is unfortunate because those were always really cool to see. But either way, I'm trying to think if there's anything else to kind of chat about before we jump into some stuff. Oh, look at all my entries here in Discord anyway. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Just really excited for all this upcoming anime. That first episode we come back after the break, that will be an interesting episode. We might have to take 2 weeks off, actually. We'll see. We'll try to get another episode out after that week, the first week of October or whatever. But here's what it's going to come down to, Zach, okay? It's going to come down to how much time I have to actually watch some of these shows.
Fair enough.
Like when I come back, you know what I mean? Because I'll be gone for like 10 days as well. We're taking a break. I'm going on vacation. So pumped. So with how much we have lined up for fall, it depends on how much I'm able to watch. So we may have to take 2 weeks off so I can, just kind of catch up, binge some stuff, have a great time. Either way, super pumped though. You know, Spy Family, of course. My Hero, Bleach. Still no confirmation on where the hell Bleach is going to be, though. And that's just unfortunate. We don't know if it's going to be on Disney Plus or not. We don't know if it's going to be on Crunchyroll. None of that's confirmed. So we just simply don't know. Hopefully we can get an answer soon. Chainsaw Man, that will be on Crunchyroll, so that's cool. It's cool that it didn't get Netflix jailed. But
did you see the Chainsaw Man keyboards?
I did, yeah. Of Power and Denji. Yeah, I did see that. I also saw Chainsaw Man Super Smash Bros. Melee mod where someone modded him over as Captain Falcon. Thought that was funny. I did start watching Edge Runners, by the way. Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
I've heard it's good.
I've watched the first 3 episodes, and it's very good. I'm really enjoying it so far. And what I enjoy the most right now, though, is I enjoy the fact that this anime has now brought people back to Cyberpunk 2077. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, that's the big thing I heard.
Like over 1 million players now have come back to the game. Like, it hit like over 600K concurrent players on Steam and stuff. Like, bro, this is a big dub. This is a big dub. Cyberpunk's a good game. It was just broken. What are you laughing at over there?
So, I don't know the character, but someone edited a video of Gojo beating the shit out of...
I saw that. I think it's just from Volume 0 movie.
That might be, because Volume 0 is out on Crunchyroll now.
It's on Crunchyroll. I was going to try to watch that before this episode. Didn't get around to it.
I thought you might, so I didn't bother.
Maybe next week. I'll try to watch it this weekend. I'll try to watch it this weekend. Maybe we can chat about it briefly next week. But yeah, that is from that video is video. I think the only thing different about that video is that maybe it's sped up a bit, but at the same time it's Gojo and JJK, so it might not be sped up a bit at all. It might be actually real.
And for anyone who missed it, me and Robo.
No, man. So hey, let me go full screen for you. Look at that beauty. That thing is gorgeous.
Fucking what the hell?
It's kind of blurry. You can't truly see it, but there you go. A little bit better. A little bit better. Yeah, there you go. Just peak, dude. These covers are peak fiction. Love them. Love them. Never read me and Roboco outside of 2 chapters, but Jesus Christ, do I love the series just because of their volumes. Anyway, you got anything else? If not, we'll jump into some anime chats.
I don't think I got anything else for anime-wise.
All right. So I'll start since I got a finale. We'll start with the finale and we'll work our way from there. Rent a Girlfriend, Season 2, Episode 12, or Episode 24 overall, was the season finale. Season 3 is, of course, confirmed, and Season 3 is going to be a very big season. As someone who has read the manga, Season 3 is going to be a big season. It's going to be the big movie arc, essentially, which also tells me that the end of Season 3 is going to be a pretty big event for one of our main characters. It's going to be quite tragic to watch. And that's what this episode was quite tragic to watch. This episode was pretty much just a big backstory episode. You know what I mean? Like it was a big, heavy focus on Mizuhara and like her backstory with her grandparents when her grandfather was still alive. Her grandmother was a little bit younger, obviously, and just the whole events that led up to when her grandfather, unfortunately died in a car accident. Which we've already known just from in passing, whatever. Because like leading up to this event, she's still in a position of like she knows her grandmother's not doing well. She really wants to get into a movie to get on screen to show her grandmother one time before she passes. She's just really stressed out because she just got the news that her grandmother is continuing to horribly decline. And as that's happening, she also got a message from one of her latest auditions where she did not get the part, which then brought her to looking at her grandfather's picture and just being very emotional, where it's just like basically kind of like talking to him, even though obviously he's gone, where it's just like, why are you still telling me that my dreams can come true when they can't? Just a very much a self-doubt sort of situation. And then you got the full backstory of like, where she kind of determined that she wanted to become an actress because her grandmother was an actress, etc. Her grandfather was very like high energy. You can do it. That was her grandfather. They made a promise to each other. It's just like, oh, I'm going to stay alive until you make it on the big screen, whatever. They made a promise. And then obviously the event happened where he got in a car accident because a driver in a big truck wasn't paying attention, ran through a red light and just completely obliterated him.
Fucking truckers are dangerous over in Japan.
I know, man. Truckers are dangerous in Japan, which, speaking of that, Japan's now open as of October 11th for, people to go over and visit, for no problem. So if you're going to go, watch out for truckers, man. They are dangerous over there. If there's one thing we've learned in anime, truckers are dangerous. They're not the kind of polite on the road like otaku truckers that are going to watch out for you and have your back and recommend shows to you. They're gonna straight up murder you. So just be careful if you go over there, everyone. Godspeed. But overall, pretty solid episode though. I mean, it was just an emotional heart pull. That's what it was. Good way to end this season because it also kind of capped off with Kazuya, petitioning to her like, hey, here, look at this idea. It's crowdfunding. We can get people to back your movie. We can get a movie going for like 2 million yen and do this and do everything for it. We can even get it in select screenings and stuff like that. He's like, I will do it. I will, and she's like, give me a few minutes to think, whatever. Thought about it. And she's like, can you actually do it? He's like, yes, I can absolutely do it. I can fucking do this. And, they, kind of come together. It's like, all right, cool. Yeah, we'll do it. She's very clearly emotional in this. And then as the episode ends, we get a tease for the next girl in the lineup that we will get introduced to next season. It's she happens to move into the same apartment as the two of them. Yeah, she's a very funny character. Very funny character, right? Where right when she's introduced, like it squashes it so quickly that she is not interested in Kazuya at all. Like in the slightest, because like right when she's introduced, Kazuya, being Kazuya, immediately thinks that she like wants him or something, because she like pulls him into her apartment like as like one of their first introductions, but not interested at all, like in the slightest. But she's like I think if I remember correctly, she's like an online cosplayer or something. Like basically, I think she has like an OnlyFans, if we're be very real. But they don't actually openly say that. But I think that's basically what she does. But no, like she looks up to Kazuya like a senpai. It's just like, I like your free roaming lifestyle. I'm gonna support you. You're gonna get Mizuhara. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna be your wingman. That's basically this character's role in the next season, is being Kazuya's wingman at every stop. Like even where we are in the manga right now, they met up just to go have some drinks, whatever, and chill. And she's like, I think you should move in with Mizuhara. And he's just like, excuse me? Like, she is his wingman from this point forward. She's a great character.
There you go.
I love her. She's so funny. Can't wait to actually get introduced to her this next season. It's going to be good. Next season is going to be very, very good. But it's going to be very emotional. It's going to be very emotional. if it ends where it should end, it's gonna be very emotional. And then season 4 should be a pretty big season for the series as well, because it should take you to pretty much one of the big moments that pretty much everyone's been waiting for since chapter 1.
Fair enough.
So looking forward to it. Overall, season 2, not bad. It's Rent a Girlfriend. You go in, you get a couple of laughs, turn your brain off. Don't expect a lot.
It's a slice of life.
Basically, slice of life starring, Asta's voice actor. So every time he does like extreme screams, all I hear is Asta the entire time. Which, I always like when I turn on Rent a Girlfriend, I always forget that. And then the moment Kazuya like freaks out, I'm like, oh, hey, Asta, how are you, man? It's been a while since I've heard you.
I just picture as Kazuya now, anytime he freaks out, he just suddenly rips and does a Hulk and turns into buff Asta.
Basically, yeah, man. Yeah. Also, shout out to the fact that Black Clover is coming back with some not special episodes, but they're picking out episodes of the anime and rescreening them here next month. Yeah, I guess it's to help build up some hype for the movie next year. That's my guess.
Okay.
I don't know. It's not new episodes. Again, they're just going to rerun some. They're not going to rerun the series, my understanding, but they're just going to rerun certain hand-picked episodes. So I'm like, that's kind of weird, but okay. I feel like you might get a lot of stuff out of context, but especially if you
Is it just going to be a fight compilation?
See, that's what I'm wondering too, because like that's really out of context. Like what's gonna do? What are you gonna do when you pick out one single episode where like the fight continues the next episode and you don't pick the next episode? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's weird. That's weird to me. But anyway,
that is weird.
So why don't you talk a little about Overlord in season 4, episode 12, and I'm gonna send these Agent Ink people these vectors that I forgot to send. I'm sorry. I gotta send them this.
So. Episode 12 it's sort of a lighter episode. It starts off with them in the throne room after fighting the mecha and suit of armor. More or less going through what they found out and discovered from their little interaction. And Ian's more or less going, well, it looks like I at least have to lose one more time to discover more about this person. And all his guardians going, lose? Why would you lose? I'm just, I don't like to lose either, but if it means we're going to succeed in defeating him fully, we can take another L. And then him just going in his own sort of mental state of going like, I can afford losses. And everything. And I've discovered that there's other awareness of NPCs, possibly other players. And him just going, I can afford a loss that doesn't result in my death. The worst outcome is if I die. Because he even mentions like, I discovered I can revive NPCs and the natives of the world, but he does not know if he can revive, and he's on the pretense that if he dies, that's it. There is no resurrection for him. So does that, then it goes to the kingdom, and we have an interaction with the Blue Rose, which is one of the Antimantian venture groups, and the princess, who's throughout the entire series is super sus. She has some weird fetish with her bodyguard Climb and keeping him like a pet, and earlier in this season, there was a shot of her talking with Albedo and sort of showing subservience. More or less, they have an interaction. The rest of the Blue Rose's leaders and address and talking to the princess. The rest of her companions are acting weird because they're just like, well, we can stay for a cup of tea and whatnot. And the princess just being like, well, let them do it. They're just trying to let us have this moment. And it does all this stuff. One of them leaves to go make tea. One of the other characters and whatnot, they're all talking. And it leads into just a what is going on moment, because the one who went to go make tea, well, actually 2 of them left. One comes back with tea. The other one's still looking for sweets. She comes with tea, starts pouring it, and stabs her leader.
Oh.
Just straight up stabs her leader.
Oh, okay.
With no context.
Love it. Dragon Quest out of context.
She stabs her leader. Her leader's confused. She starts grappling. The big muscle on their team, she smacks the shit out of her, starts pummeling her. They get her into a freaking lock. The mage is trying to use spells on her weakness. It fails. She's like, she reflected, stabs her again. Until it finally works and comes charm, and just like, what the fuck?
What the
And then it's...
Hang on. Never mind. I was going to say, let me play the What the Fuck's episode, but apparently I don't have it on this board. I have the chapter.
Okay. Well, it does all that.
Okay.
With no context of what's happening, of just them stabbing the shit out of her, beating her to a pulp, to just suddenly going, and the prince, and climbs to like, what's going on? The prince is just like, it's happening. And they even say, like, if y'all don't get involved, we're not going to involve you either. So the princess and her bodyguard just watch this, and it's like, cool, heal yourself. This is what we had to do. She's the only person who wanted to stay and fight for this kingdom. None of us else wanted to. So we're going to do this and peace out, and she can yell at us later. The other one they offer to take the rest of the people, and like, no, we're going to stay here. And everything's like, all right, bye. They peace out for the rest of the episode. The other character that was there, Brian Unglas, he's the one who inherited another guy's sword from the previous season who got offed by Irons. He hands his sword off hands off that sword to Climb, and the princess saying, return to the king and Shell's heirloom. I gotta do what I gotta do.
Right.
He walks out. The princess and Climb have sort of a moment where Climb sort of infatuated. She's being cryptic in some weird way and using a sword and whatnot. They had their little moment. They walk off. Goes back to Brian, and he's just walking down the town and everything. We get a nice shot of Cocytus leading the armies of Sorcerer King. Just breaks down the gates, walks through. Aura leads her animals. She just jumps over the gate, over the walls. She's like, oh, where's my target? Yada yada yada. All of them are looking like, you need to get off. It's like, should you really be distracted? Just kind of jumped up here. They turn. All her pets climb up, murder the fuck out of everyone. A T-Rex shows up. Yeah, she has a pet T-Rex. She has all the other. She's going to attack the Mages Guild. She sends her T-Rex to go kill everyone on the wall. And then Cocytus is just walking towards the palace. He's just walking in a straight line with a bunch of Yukionas behind him. They're just freezing everything as they walk through. Brian confronts them, and more or less they have a standoff duel. It's just a simple standoff duel. They draw. It's a nice setup moment of just warriors and everything. Brian tries and does his best. Cocytus just offs him. It's just straight dead. So we haven't had any ever big fights in Overlord. It's never a big fight.
Right.
We've had a couple, but even then it was just because they weren't showing off their full power. He has his moment. Cocytus respects him as a warrior, takes his sword, purposely takes an alleyway to go around him and just leave him there with his body preserved and ice. But everything else is frozen. There's that one spot where Brian is and just the little area behind him that's left. Cocytus just keeps walking to the palace. And that's how it ends.
Okay.
The biggest moment was just when the Blue Rose team started stabbing the shit out of their leader.
Right, yeah.
Because there was no context. No.
It just happened.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it just happened out of nowhere.
Because the entire time I'm watching, it's like, was she traded at some point? Like, do they know she's an enemy or something?
Right, yeah. Just come literally out of left field.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. I can do Lycoris Recoil next, but before I do want to also, because I just remembered this very randomly. I do want to add one last tidbit thought on Rent a Girlfriend, finale, whatever. Because I was apparently 3 episodes back. I don't know how the fuck that happened.
Okay.
I only missed last week, I thought, but no, I was 3 episodes back. Randomly, very, very randomly, these last 3 episodes, one thing I noticed that I thought was a nice touch and very random was the inclusion of a lot more music. Because Rent a Girlfriend is one of those series where it's like you will hear the same music throughout the whole where it's like every episode you can expect this jingle and this jingle and this sound and this music. Every episode will have the same. Out of nowhere, the last 3 episodes started including like completely new tracks, which I thought that was cool. You know, especially for season finale. Yeah, I thought that was nice. Just very random, caught me off guard. Because I mean, got to keep in mind, like this is even like from season 1 as well.
Yeah.
Through the first like 10 episodes of season 2, like all of that content, 22 episodes, same music all the time. And then randomly the last 3, it's like, let's include some new stuff. Like whatever. Anyway, Lycoris Recoil, pretty solid. The secret of the Lycoris has been revealed to the world. Obviously, we left off with Takina and Chisato facing off with green hair Kirito. Get that little showdown up there. It's pretty legit. As well, it gets wrapped up pretty quickly between those two because then it transitions you to basically the next big bulk of this episode. Like their fight with green hair Kirito, I'm not joking, wrapped up very, very quickly.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's not over, but it's over for this part of the episode because we're bringing us now to the next part, which is rescuing, Mr. Yoshi, the guy, Yoshimitsu, the guy who saved Chisato.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's his name. I've never said it until now because
Okay.
I never remembered it until now. But yeah, she just calls him Mr. Yoshi, Yoshimitsu, whatever. And now it brings us to rescuing him, where that's the kind of like the rest of the bulk of the episode is basically their interaction. Because like when she rescues him, it's just like, did you kill him? Referring to green hair Kirito. It's like, he's the one that did this to me. He's the one that tortured me. You care about me, right? Did you kill him for me? And obviously she didn't. She doesn't want to fucking kill people. So it's now that back and forth where it's just like him basically showing his true colors and his true side, where he's the one that, wants her to kill. He wants her to be a hitman. And she's just like, you saved my life. My life was saved. I can't take away someone else's life because my life was saved. That conflicting back and forth. Takina is over, listening to all this. She's kind of sitting back, letting Chisato and him kind of talk. She's listening to the whole thing, and she steps in, fires some shots, just around him, basically as a threatening man or whatever, and then says the next one's going to go between your eyes, and then she basically calls him out that he's the one that basically set all this up, that him and green hair Kirito worked together on this, that he let himself get captured for this whole purpose of trying to turn Chisato into an actual hitman, which is all true. That's exactly what he did.
Oh,
here.
okay.
Yeah. This is always really, it comes down to it where Mr. Yoshi's like in a way like one of the true antagonists here. He's the one that supplied green hair Kirito with all the guns that are now fucking laid out all over the city. Yeah, he's the one. He was at the deal. He was the dealer. So now you're finding out all this extra information about stuff. Meanwhile, with the reveal to the world, the subplot of this episode of the Lycoris being a thing, I have never mentioned this in all my time to talking about Lycoris because it was only mentioned one time in very quick passing, and I forgot about it because it was just like one time only. You know what I mean? But there is like a boy version of Lycoris because Lycoris is all girls, right? There is a boy version. They're named Lilybells.
Okay,
Yeah,
sure.
That is the boy version of Lycoris, is Lilybells. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because like the world government is essentially sending the Lilybells to now kill all the Lycoris since the secret's been revealed to the world. So you have that subplot happening throughout this episode.
There's just a bunch of schoolboys and schoolgirls fighting each other in the streets.
Yes. With assault rifles and pistols.
All right.
Yep, that's Lycoris Recoil for you. So, with this whole big reveal that, Mr. Yoshi is the one that was behind all the strings, and everything, you also see that one chick that like actually messed up with Chisato's physical, that messed with her heart. She's working with Mr. Yoshi, obviously. So you see her, some fighting starts happening like in that room. Takina is trying to kill Mr. Yoshi. Chisato stops her, etc. They start to escape. They have this briefcase that basically has everything they need to make sure Chisato doesn't die. And Mr. Yoshi was even willing to die for Chisato as well. Like there was a moment where it's just like he opened up his shirt and there's like a scar right there on his chest. He's like, the heart that you need to keep you alive is in here. And he takes, she's holding a real gun with actual bullets because he popped out the fake bullet. He's like, fucking Mika, and the sensei, whatever, and popped in actual bullets. And he literally took her hand, put the gun to his head. He's like, kill me, right? He wants her to just kill people, even if it's him. Just kill people. And I'm like, dude, this guy's a psycho. Jesus. So anyway, whenever Takina tries to kill them, Chisato stops over there. So they start to escape. You miss what I assume is probably a pretty sweet fight, which is really unfortunate because like as they're escaping, Takina tries going after him, Chisato as well, whatever. And the sweet fight that we completely missed was between Takina and that chick. Which is so unfortunate because I feel like it would have been a dope fight to watch, especially when you see the aftermath of it, but don't get to watch the fight at all. So like, they're like, they get like knocked because they're like up in this tall tower and stuff. They get knocked out of the tower. So they're like on beams, whatever, hanging up in the air, again, Mr. Yoshi's trying to force Chisato to try to kill someone. So he's shooting at Takina, which is causing her to like lose her balance, fall back. She's hanging on to, the beam just barely literally he's shooting at her. You know, Chisato's begging him to stop. She's holding a gun, and then she finally fires a shot of an actual bullet for the first time ever. Just hits him in the side, so he's not gonna die. But she finally shot someone, which causes her to go into like a panic attack. And that's when Takina tells her to leave, go check on him, and she's gonna fight this chick, right? And like I said, I assume it was probably a dope ass fight, but you don't get to see it because then it brings you back to Chisato and Mr. Yoshi, and that's the focus there. Because like the next time you see both of them come in when they're like going to, where she comes in to basically help Mr. Yoshi out, she's kind of fucked up. She's helped Mr. Yoshi out. And when Takina comes up, like half her face is bloody. So I'm like, damn, man, we missed an awesome fight on that beam. We missed an awesome fight. And I'm really upset that we did. So anyway, they leave. Now we're back to the subplot with the Lily Bells. Lily Bells are starting to initiate whatever. You see all the gang from the cafe all kind of regroup in a helicopter and everything because Mika kind of set everything up because, all in secret, that the head boss of the Lycoris called Mika in privately as a favor, where it's like, hey, have Chisato and Takina save the Lycoris because the Lily Bells are on the way and they're about to murder all of them. They'll be there in like 50 minutes, so please help me out. And meanwhile, while she's making this call, because like when you see Mika on the call, it's like, yeah, they just got there. It's just like, I didn't tell them that you were the one that called the favor. You see her sitting on a toilet in a bathroom, and
yummy.
Yeah, and just like, talking real quietly. And then you get the shot right outside the bathroom where like her assistant is yelling at a bunch of guys who need to use the bathroom. She's like, the boss takes her time on the toilet. Leave her alone. Which I thought was hilarious. But anyway, so, once Chisato and, Takina kind of get the vibe of what's happening, where they kind of regroup with Lycoris, try to gather up all the injured, try to save them and stuff. Walnut's back in action, which is obviously she's been alive the whole time. But she's now revealing to the world, hey, to the other hacker that's been here the whole time, it's like, hey, I didn't actually die. Fuck you. So it is funny when you actually get to see the Lily Bells for the first time, like confronting with Lycoris, because like, you see them and you see them basically getting a run around because like, she has it, like the hacker has it set up where it's almost like a Pac-Man game where she's like, you see, sit there, the little Lycoris going this way. You see all the Lily Bells come up here. It's like, oh, let's put a door right here. Boop, little door. All right, cool. That door's shut. Keep going that way. So it was kind of funny. It was kind of cutesy, whatever. But then it's like when the Lily Bells are like pinning down the Lycoris, it was just one of those moments of where the show further delivered just how much of a badass Chisato is, and just how much of like, how much stronger she is from literally everyone else. Because like literally, like you have like a whole group of Lily Bells, all with assault rifles. All Lycoris pretty much all have pistols, right? Very outnumbered. Let's be real. They're all like hiding behind a wall, shooting down the Lycoris stuff, and all Chisato does is she just walks out, dodges a couple shots, as she does, just looks down and just waves at him. And you see one of the Lily Bells just like, yo, Chisato's here. Do you want us to continue in advance? And the boss, the Lily Bells, just like, fuck, this changes things. Retreat. I'm not joking. That's exactly how it went. I was like, all right, that's peak. That's great. I enjoy that quite a bit. So Lily Bells are backed off now. After just one little wave, they're like, all right, fine, we're out of here. And then the episode ends with, all of the... all the main Lycoris that we've come to kind of see every the ones that have names. Let's put it that way. Not just the random one that's off to the side. They're all about to go down an elevator and escape, whatever. And then you see one of their bags, which is it's like a little shield for them that gets thrown. It happens to be Chisato's bag. She's like, oh, my bag, and she goes off to run after it. And then as she's doing that, you see green hair Kirito reappear with an assault rifle. And it's like kind of slow motion. He just starts shooting at everyone in the elevator, which they threw up a quick thing to block it, whatever, but the elevator's shut. So the episode ends with just green hair Kirito and Chisato for their final showdown where, hey, Chisato's here for it. She's just like, whatever, because he's just like, he looks over, he's like, yo. And she's like, yo. And that's literally how the episode ends.
You know what's bad? You said that, he's like, and green hair Kirito, she's back, and I went, with a truck.
Yeah, right. Yeah, basically. No, Lycoris has been a fun watch. I mean, it's been a fun watch. While I'm not overly in love with it, as I've said multiple times, I see the tropes and stuff that makes it like on the top of the popularity charts for the summer series. Like I see them, but it's still not for me. It's been a fun watch though. I am still looking forward to episode 13 for the finale. Been a good time. Another episode for a finale that I'm so pumped for Class of the Elite. Bro.
This episode was insane.
Oh my god, it was so good.
We haven't got an actual fight animation, but the animation was... It wasn't over the top. It was all extremely well grounded, which was fantastic for the series.
Which makes me laugh even harder at that damn sports festival.
Yes.
That was so bad.
The animation for this was so well grounded
Dude.
and looked so fantastic with the room and everything. It was just great. Just the entire build up to it.
Yes.
Of just him just going, sorry, I got to go. Invite me later.
Yeah.
Him piecing out. He going to the teacher. Which was really weird to me and a point because she's like, so you asked me to help? When he literally just asked if she would do something and he's just like, did I ask for help? And then walks out. And I'm just like, what?
He was just asking her opinion. Are you going to do something? No? Okay.
Then him just rolling up, talking. I forget the big guys in Class C's name. Him just starting just like
the one that speaks in English.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name either.
And him just going, don't panic. I'm the one who's you're looking for. And I'm just going, sure, that's believable. Let's go, bro.
Why not? Yeah.
And then just that nice interaction between him and Ryuen, of them just starting fighting, and just like, how do you expect to get out? It's like, you only got 4 people.
Yeah.
I don't see myself losing.
And I also just like how he just came in there and he's just like, oh, I got an email. I figured she might need my help. I'm the one that you're looking for, whatever. And she's like, ha, you? She's like, it's like, it couldn't have been you, whatever, blah, blah. She's like, oh, your camera's broke. What? How'd you know that? Because I'm the one that broke it.
That is sort of a very interesting thing that this series shows, and I'm very curious how it was written in the original light novel.
Right.
Is just how much information the viewer or reader has versus the actual characters.
That's a good point.
For them to all be so shocked at when Ayanokoji shows up.
That's a great point. Let me go. I might actually read the light novels, honestly.
Because, I mean, it doesn't, at least from the anime, it doesn't make sense, at least to the viewer, why no one else connected the dots, because we have so much more information.
Yeah.
So I'm very curious how it's written as well, if it makes more sense why no one understands it, at least amongst that group.
Mm-hmm.
Because we know blonde-haired foreigner has connected the dots somehow.
Oh, yeah, somehow. That dude, I can't wait to explore his character.
Whenever he becomes more prominent.
Yeah, oh, God, he better. He better. We planted the damn seeds. He better be more prominent come season 3.
Yeah, and just how they were all shocked about that. And then just when the fight starts.
Bro, it's so good. He, Ryuen, sends up the first guy, and, Ayanokoji just the entire time just like, whatever. Just beats shit out of him.
Dude's just like, sorry, I got to do this, Ayanokoji. Whack, whack.
Yeah, just beats the shit out of him, man. Ayanokoji not even changing his expression one time.
Then the big buff American dude starts going on and just seeing him get his shit tossed.
Yeah, just wrecked.
Which is even better because in every other aspect we've ever seen him, he just manhandles whoever.
Yes.
And just Ayanokoji just, and just that build up kicked and just send his ass.
Yep. Then you have the one chick who tries to do something, and then Ayanokoji just kind of just quickly knocks her out. It's like, all right, you're done.
And just that, just how he sort of, I don't know what her character is with him, because him still having the guys, he just mops the floor with them, knocks them. Her, he actually takes the time to karate chop, catch, lay her down.
Yep.
And the best part of this was just whenever it was switched to Kaorizawa, and just her being like,
is this real? Like, what?
And I mean, and she had her nice moment really at the beginning as well, where he's just like, you just got to tell me.
Yeah.
And just her having that name and just her building up that confidence, just, I tricked myself, but I'm still going to believe in the end, even if this completely destroys me.
Yeah. Which was a great point for her character.
Yes.
Because it really just showed the loyalty to Ayanokoji, which is kind of the big thing. And I don't know how much further her character kind of evolves besides like one little key point that I did kind of randomly come across.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know exact details, just like because of like this and her loyalty to him, like her prominence as a character will just continue to rise.
See, and that's sort of why I sort of like that scene, because it wasn't even like a whole loyalty thing, because as she says it's for her, and it's more of her just mentality of she doesn't want to become the person she was again and break to that kind of stuff again, where previously she ran away, went to a whole nother school, and just tried to make her whole another character and whatnot. and but she didn't want to break from the torture, not boiling, straight up torture.
Straight torture. No other way around it.
Even if it was going to break her in the end.
Yeah. Also, one key thing that we didn't even mention that happened before all this started is I want to further point out that I fucking absolutely love the respect between Ayanokoji
and the previous student council.
Yeah,
because I just glossed,
Suzune's brother.
I just glossed over that because when the teacher followed him, they just met outside the building, and he's just chilling there.
Yeah, and Ayanokoji's like, "Sorry for making you wait, whatever," and he's like, "It's fine."
And him just
the respect between them two.
And she's just like, "Why is he here?" He's like, "He's gonna clean up the aftermath of this mess," and he's just like, "As long as you do your part of your promise," like, "Yeah, I'll help your sister into the student council," which just went, "What?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's like, so he does care about his sister,
right? Exactly. So I that was a scene that I loved quite a bit, just because one, the respect between them, two, the thing was like, okay, he does care about his sister, and again, just like his role in this school, because like Ayanokoji even pointed out, he's just like, yeah, you're here to, just make sure to clean up the mess and to make sure that it's class 3 that starts this, which they were. Once you get into the fight, Ayanokoji doesn't do anything, and then he's just defending himself, which is going to further help him later, obviously.
And then also the thing there, which gives the reason for Ayanokoji to actually continue helping Class D, because we had that whole couple episodes of him just going,
I don't have a purpose.
I have no reason motivation to mess with this anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we just get to the whole Ruin thing.
Oh, man.
And going into Ruin's background of how he never felt fear and everything. And then just that whole fight, him just wanting to get a reaction or emotion to Ayanokoji and everything, even if it means him getting beat to a fucking pulp.
Which he did.
Which leads to a moment where Ayanokoji mounts Ruin and he just starts punching Ruin, and Ruin's having this whole built up speech, and it has like the music is just rising and rising, and he's just finally like, show me your emotions. And it just turns, Ayanokoji's still just dead to face and just keeps punching, and the music just dies.
Yes. And as he's doing that, where he's just like, yes, show me how you're actually feeling. Show me what you're feeling right now. And then the music dies, and Ayanokoji's just like, what are you on about? Just continues to beat him.
And just we get
that line from Ayanokoji was amazing.
We just get no music anymore, and it's just straight punches.
And then at that moment, Ryuen went from like this whole fight saying that he's never felt fear, he doesn't feel fear, to the moment where he saw, even after everything that just happened and everything that he's trying to prod Ayanokoji about, in that moment, Ayanokoji is still just the blank, stone cold wall. At that moment, Ryuen felt fear, where he's like, "Who is this guy?"
And it's great because even though Ayanokoji's,
oh, there it is.
That before, like, she's like, I'd get no feelings for doing something so mundane.
Yeah, exactly. And then when he spots Ryuen having fear before he knocks him out, Ayanokoji's like, "Oh, there you go.
you can feel fear.
Congratulations."
He gets up, gets Karizawa. It's like throws a jacket over, just like
apologizes to her.
He's like, regardless what happens, if everything, just call me. I'll always show up. And they peace out.
Badass main character, man.
I still love how you were slightly not feeling the series at first.
It took me like 5 episodes to get into it, but man, I don't know what was the defining moment. It was something with Ayanokoji of just not giving a fuck. I don't remember what it was. It was just like, maybe it had to do something with like girls trying to flirt with him or something, and he's just like, okay. I don't know, just something in the like episode 5 or 6 where I'm like, all right, yeah, I like this guy.
And now it leads up the whole that possibly they're going to finally overtake Class C going forward, and just there's so many other like mini subplots and whatnot in this show as well.
Dude, I know.
I assume the later volumes in the light novel. I don't even know how many there is.
That's a great question. I'm kind of curious. I was recently at a Barnes & Noble, and they had, I want to say I saw like up to 10 light novels of Class of the. They had like, because they had like 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I think I saw 10 as well. Let me look.
So there's tons of content here.
Yes, there's tons of content.
Which makes no sense why after the first season, it took almost 2 years for the second season to get made. Was like the first season just not popular?
Maybe. I mean, I've never heard of the show until you recommended it to me, and it's never been in my timeline at all.
Well, we weren't doing the show when I first watched it.
Okay, well, that's fair. That's fair. Let me see. Classroom of the Elite. Let me see how many novels there are. There is currently Okay, so they've had a couple .5 novels come out. What the fuck?
Okay.
Yeah, so it's at 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5, 5, 6, 7, 7.5, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then 11.5.
So I wonder how far in content we are when the light novels.
Oh, okay, hang on. So everything that I just named was year 1. So year 2 is specified here. Year 2, there is volume 1, volume 2, 3, 4, 4.5, 5, 6, and 7. 7 just came out in June of this year.
So we have an entire year of content.
Yeah, we got a long way to go, bud. Let's go. We eating.
Please, season 3.
Yes, please, please, dude.
This show is such a nice sort of break from most of the other stuff that's usually,
Yeah.
because it's part slice of life, part intrigue, part drama. It's got a nice mix.
Yeah. And to tell you where we are in terms of English releases and stuff, we are currently waiting for, it looks like volume 3 of year 2 is where we are. The digital version comes out. It's already out. Yeah, it's already out. I don't know.
Just came out.
Yeah, it came out this month. And then the physical version of that comes out in November. And then volume 4 of year 2 comes out February 7th of 2023. And volume 4.5 comes out May 9th of 2023. So even after that, we still have 3 more volumes of year 2 that's been out. One of them has been out since 2021. Both the other 2 came out this year that still don't have release dates for English. So we've got a little while, man. We've got a decent amount of volumes of year 1, and then we still have already year 2 in the works right now.
Cool.
Yeah. So shout out to that. Hopefully the anime just keeps on going. You know? Hopefully there's no cancellation.
Can only hope.
Yeah. No, this episode was awesome, though.
And we still get one more episode. So.
Yeah, no, to kind of get the aftermath of everything. So that'll be pretty sick. Looking forward to that. All right, Zach. What happened? I'm so ready for this to be over. What happened in Dragon Quest?
So,
here we go.
We finished last episode with Pop Havoc. His reveal moment was like, I've had the magic mirror force on my chest the entire time.
You activated my trap card.
And everything. Then it has a moment where it's like, it goes to the moment back when the horse guy, when he's broken to pieces and it's just his head laying on the ground. It's just like, take my shield. Take it with you to aid you. And him going, you see them, Sigma? The ones we thought we considered our rivals took your gift and to bring victory. Have that whole moment. Vern gets hit with the reflected phoenix. Dai charges him, his attack, and he's just like, Vern's like, oh, I can't move. It's that period. And then he managed to get his like, ha, I can move. And Dai hits him with not just an Avon Strash, an Avon Cross. Cuts through him. Arm goes flying. Varn has a moment like, my body should be able to fight any off weapon, but he cut off my arm. Damn. This fucking hurts.
Right.
Dai comes out of nowhere. Pop's laid out because he's done everything he can. Shield broke from reflecting the magic. Dai comes from the sky, stabs Varn in the fucking collarbone down into one of his hearts, and just like, we'll both go down, and just starts casting zapples on him. Just lightning bolts on top of the both of them, and everyone going, Dai, what are you doing? You're going to die by doing this. And Neem Varn's like, you know you're going to die with doing this to me. And he's just like, it doesn't matter if this is what it takes, I'll do it. And it goes down to the ground, and everyone's just like, lightning strikes. Hopefully that's not a check from the Dark Army. Oh no, we can't do anything, so we're going to be ominous. Goes back up. Dai's just doing this. Everyone's sort of having the moment, just like, Dai, what are you doing? Pop's just like, I can't stop him. He has to do. I can't bring myself to stop him. This is what he's has to do, and everything. And then it eventually just goes to Varn after he's like, damn it, kid, stop. And Dai's just like, I can't stop. I can't let you win. He's like, why do you do this? He's just like, because I have to protect people and all the bonds. Just like, and Varn finally goes Dai's arms, just like, this is all pointless. And Dai's just like, it's not pointless. I'm going to stop you. But it's pointless. You're going to kill me, but nothing's going to matter because I don't need to live. And Dai's just like, what? So you know all those pillars from 30 episodes ago? I was throwing down on cities, yeah, those weren't just random pillars. And I still got one on the ship. There was one for each one. So I'm now going to fire that pillar. She's like, no, stop, Zapple. Everyone beneath is supposedly dead.
Mm-hmm.
I've yet to believe anyone's dead until their fucking ghost has saved somebody. So that hits, and he's just like, now here's the real trick. You remember that bomb that was in Hadlar? All those pillars have a bomb in them across, and it's just like, yeah. And they weren't just random attacks. They were in very specific spots.
Ooh.
Do you know what that makes? Dai's just like, what? And Pop Lane's like, it makes a hexagon. Correct. It makes a dimensional, it makes a magical circle hexagon to increase their power by 10 times. Now imagine how big of an area that's going to be. Just like, that's going
to like some Full Metal level shit.
Yes.
Like how they made a transmutation circle out of the country.
Yes.
Oh my god.
He made it on the entire surface world. He's like,
oh my
it's
god.
to destroy the entire surface world. So it doesn't matter if you kill me because they're also on a timer. So they're going to go off. Now that last one's down, all of those timers have gone off. So even if you kill me now, Dai, those timers are going to be gone. It's like, I'll kill you and I'll stop them. You can get to 6 different places across the world before the timers go off. And Dai's just like, and if this entire time Dai's riding on Vern's shoulder like he's his grandkid, and Vern's just explaining all this, and they take a moment and it has a nice sunset going down shot of Vern with the sword in him, Dai holding on to it. He's just like, the world's over, Dai. We're gonna watch the end together. And Dai just gives up, falls off, and everyone's like, Dai, what are you doing? It's like, I don't know. I can't bring myself, starts crying and all this stuff, and Vern's just like, yes. The surface world will be done now. My plan is complete. Has a nice shot of him, dies on the ground, Pop's just like, there's nothing we can do. And Vern just goes, I have experienced great pleasure from this. And just dies. And the episode just ends like that.
Yeah, he sent me like that screenshot where he's just like, just to give you an idea of what's coming. I'm like, oh, fucking lovely.
Fucking hell!
Only like 5 episodes left.
This series does this. They have this whole build-up, and Vern just goes, but I outplayed you with my 200 IQ. I'm just like, God dang it!
So when does Dragon Quest come out? What day?
It comes out on Saturdays. So I'll have one for next week.
Yeah, I know. So you'll have episode 96
Yes.
next week, and then on the 1st, 97, on the 8th, 98, 15th, 99, and the 22nd, episode 100. So it would be the October 27th episode of Anime Plus where we can finally finish talking about Dragon Quest forever.
And the worst part is, because I know there's that episodes, either one or two things are going to happen, which I know one of them's not going to fucking happen, is the surface world is gone, and Vern's just going to do the fucking Thanos thing and go chill in his palace now that he's got sunlight.
Yeah, just vibe. Yeah, sunlight. Oh my god.
Oh.
I forgot about his main.
That's the whole reason he's doing this. He just wants sunlight in the underworld.
Yeah, I remember. Jesus Christ.
Or some bullshit measure of, because it had a whole moment in the episode of this going, all the people, they're gonna die. And it shows a shot of every random fucking person they've ever shown or whatnot, plus their families. It's gonna do some bullshit where where Avon went to somebody and she's like, yeah, I know I mentioned something to them, and so yeah, all the townspeople went and investigated the towers and somehow disarmed these bombs. Bullshit. If it goes the dark route, I'll be very surprised. But with all the trope heavy it is, some bullshit's gonna happen. Dai's gonna get a fucking last huzzah and manage to pull his ass up and fight Vern again.
As long as it ends, I don't care. As long as it ends.
But this episode was so left field of it just going, Vern just being like, yeah, fuck it, I don't need this fight anymore. I've won.
Right.
Because Dai spent like the entire episode just riding on his shoulder like a grandkid.
All right. Next up, Summertime Rendering, episode 23. So, yeah, we got 2 episodes left. 24, 25 series is done. Really have enjoyed this watch. So, last episode, we ended off with the kind of the cliffhanger where, you know, Shide's still alive and, like, you know, Urshiro and Shinpei both have, like, Heine's eye, the red eye,
Yes.
whatever. So, it's just like, okay, what's happening? That's where we left off. So bring us back in, and now it's just like Shide's kind of his own intentions has been revealed to the world, where it's like, yeah, he kind of worked, for Heine, who's his mother, of course, the entire time, but at the same time, he always had his own agenda, just like Hizuru always kind of thought anyway.
Yeah.
So we kind of have that whole plot point where you see after, Urshiro delivered some massive damage the previous episode, where Heine's body is basically just gone, right? Where all that's left of her is like a little baby form. And it's like, when I say little baby form, like, don't picture like a baby Heine where it's like maybe she has like the same hair and eyes, whatever. I want you to picture a very like horror movie-esque baby, where it's just like a very grayish white pale baby, pure black eyes, where it's like black blood's coming out of it, no hair, just creepy as shit. But that's Heine, right?
Okay, cool.
And Shade's just like, oh, look at you. You're completely useless to me now. And then she's, begging for her own life. We're just like, no, I just need to eat lots of people and I can still be useful. Just like, oh, no, you've served your purpose, So it's just like, oh, damn, this is just a disturbing scene. And this guy's just a complete asshole, obviously, which we've already very clearly known throughout this whole series. So then from there, right, he basically is just going to kind of cast her aside. He's going to essentially, at what appears at first glance, escape somewhere. He opens like a giant door on the wall, which I don't know if I should say on a podcast what I thought it looked like.
No.
I didn't think so. Let's move on. So he opened a giant door on the wall. If you're watching Summertime Rendering, you probably know what I just referenced. Anyway, so travels through this portal essentially to, at first glance, appears like he's getting away somewhere.
Yeah.
Urshiro starts to kind of go after him, jump through the air, and then you see, Shinpei just go like hardcore, like traditional anime shonen level, like jump full speed to attack level thing. It's like Urshiro already jumped, she's a shadow, so she's already fast up. And then I'm telling you, you see Shinpei pull like a Naruto, Goku, or Deku level, like boom, just jump through the air. Because remember, he's got Renosuke with him.
He's got another person in town now.
Exactly. Then he, has Urshiro spawn a shotgun, which he then starts trying to do some attacks, whatever. Because she can, if she's copied something in her database, that's how they have like the nail gun and the it's what she has.
Okay.
So he has a gun, tries to shoot, and still gets away, whatever. They're at like the entrance of it. His leg is completely fucked up from that jump because it's kind of like what happened with Hizuru. Same thing. His body can't handle that. Like he's still in control. Renosuke's just kind of like they both got hands on the wheel right now is the best way to think about it. So Urshiro's under the dead set mentality. You need to stay behind. I'll go after him. I got this. Don't worry about it. But Shinpei is dead ass determined, not leaving her behind, letting her go do this. Finally admits his feelings to her directly, that he loves her and he wants to be with her. So that's finally established, which has been obviously the one small subplot, throughout the whole series. This series obviously has its romance subplots, but it's mostly a suspense and horror series.
Yes.
That's been the foremost focus. But even with that being the case, she's still just like, you should probably stay behind because you can't really control this. But then Renosuke kind of jumps in, where he's just like, Shinpei, I'm going to stay by, the promise I made with my sister, where her sister wanted to try to save Heine. That was what her sister, she was friends with Heine. She believes Heine is still in there and being used. So Renosuke is like, Shinpei, I got your back. We're not staying behind. We're going. So cool. Shout out to Renosuke for that. I will say there was the one quick shot I thought was just kind of like, I like that they added this in. It was so quick, but it just added to like, all right, yeah, I'm still here too. It was whenever Shinpei was announcing his feelings to Urshiroh, whatever, they like, kind of like fully grasped hands and stuff. And then you just see the shot where it's like the screen where you can see like, Shinpei's back and you can kind of see Urshiroh's hair where it's clearly like them two. Yeah. But then you just see Renosuke sitting right there as well. He's just kind of looking at him like, yeah, I'm kind of here too, guys. I know you're announcing your love to each other, but can we go? This is kind of awkward. It was just a quick shot of him just kind of looking at him like, all right, yeah.
Do we really have time for this?
Yeah, exactly. So I like that it was very quick, like little 1-2 second shot, but I'm glad the scene was added. It was just like, all right, yeah, that's funny. So anyway, they move forward with it. They basically, they do a quick turn back to, Sao and Shadow Mio, where it's just like, they said that the rest is up to you now, which is like, okay, that's kind of a weird little phrasing here. What exactly are we doing? Where are we going? Portal just like quickly snapped shut. Okay. Cause while this portal was open, it was It was like Muraku was like black hole basically. It was sucking everything in around him. Right?
Okay.
So portal shuts up. Done there. We are now done with these other characters, I guess, for now, at least till next episode. We don't see Shadow Mio or Sao again. Now we're focusing on where we went, which essentially where we went is basically this series version of the afterlife is essentially where we went. All the shadows that have died and stuff, and just general people that have died, etc. We are in the afterlife. When we get there, Urshiro and Shinpei get separated, and this is one of those moments. These first few minutes of him being there was really cool because it's like, besides the little bit in the multiple loops where he's gotten to talk to Renosuke being in control of Hizuru's body, their interactions have been very limited, obviously. So these first few minutes was very heavy on their interaction because, again, they're separated. So it was really cool to see because immediately at the get-go, Shinpei is still, in control. Both hands are on the wheel. They're both talking, whatever. And, he's having a hard time getting around because his leg's fucked up because he put too much, power into the jump, which Shinpei's like, hey, don't worry about it. I told you to jump at all your might at shit. I told you to do that. It's all good. So this is the moment where Shinpei has finally taken his hand off the wheel, kind of like Hizuru would do. So at this moment in Shinpei's body, Renosuke is in full control. Because he can that pain doesn't bother him. He doesn't feel it. He's a shadow. He can quickly heal. That it just doesn't bother him. So that way, Shinpei doesn't like walking around just like barely getting around because of his messed up foot. But Shinpei still has a level of consciousness, whatever, where you actually. So you never got to see it from Hizuru's point of view. So with Shinpei, of course, being main character, you actually get to see what it's like for him to have another person in control of his body, where it's like a large black room. He's like a white ghostly figure of himself, and he has like almost like a bird's eye view of what's happening. It's like a single little like window that he's looking through and watching, Renosuke do what he does. And he still like, appears along beside him, whatever, kind of like Renosuke would. So that was kind of interesting because you never got to see that with Hizuru. So now you know what kind of Hizuru saw the entire time they were together, which is cool. It's a nice little touch. And then, continuing on, just trying to search for Urshiro, that's when you continue just to work on their relationship between Renosuke and Shinpei, where they start a random conversation where, Shinpei should like acknowledge him as his like little brother essentially, and Shinpei's like, no, you're older than me. I mean, you whatever, and then Renosuke's like, no, wait, no, you have to understand, I died when I was in middle school, so I'm younger than you, So it was fun, right? Just them kind of going back and forth, having a good time, remembering that Renosuke's still a kid, as you were experiencing this, he is still a kid.
Technically.
Yeah, technically. So that was kind of fascinating, and just Shinpei, and it's just like, you're pretty funny. You've made me want to get to know you more. You're a cool kid. And Renosuke's like, really? Like really excited about it. He's like, oh man, I got a friend. All right. So that was just really nice interactions between the two of them. They end up getting into like the main like town, whatever, because like they're in the afterlife, but like they're basically still on the island. I kind of relate it to similar to like almost like like the Twilight Realm and Twilight Princess, where it's still in Hyrule. It's just obviously in the Twilight Realm,
Yeah.
I kind of relate to that in a way. So like they're still on the main island that we've been on. It's just like the afterlife version of it. So they finally end up finding Urshiro, where she is just having like a massive like mental like her head is just being split apart right now, and it's because of like Heine, whatever. She's like in just pure agony, and then as it's happening, she turns around, you see a Heine like almost attached to her, which at that moment Renosuke remembers something that his sister said, where it's like, this shadow of Urshiro was essentially created from Heine that day when the shadows were formed. That that eye that popped out, her personality was split at that time.
Okay.
And she said, and Hizuru told Renosuke, if it happens where Heine appears again, you need to just shoot to kill. Just end it there. End it. Done. Over. OV. Easy. So Renosuke was about to pull the shot. Shinpei stopped him because he just kind of had a feeling, whatever. And his feeling was ended up being correct, because even Urshiro's just like, she's still in agonizing pain, but it's kind of calming down, where she's like, this Heine is not the bad one. where there's essentially almost two Heinis because of that personality split, which also comes with two different names, where like the main one that we've come to know as the antagonist was named Hiriko, and then there's Heini, which she's been called Heini the whole time, but like Hiriko is the other name that was referenced here, where it's like the bad one's Hiriko, the good one's Heini. That's basically it.
So was Heini taken over, or was there twins?
Taken over, essentially. Like it's a personality split. It's one person, two personalities. So
I need a shot of Hiroko with an evil twin mustache.
Bingo. Yes, please. So like this Heini, like even whenever the shit kind of calmed down for Ursho, where she's no longer like just in agonizing pain, Heini kind of like, can basically kind of reappear, kind of like Shinpei can, right now, since he's not the one in control. And or Renosuke can, whatever. And basically says, this is the good Heini. This is the one that your sister became friends with. And she's like super shy. And she's trying to, she apologizes for everything they've been through up to this point. Apologizes for Ursho dying, Renosuke dying, Hizuru dying. Like it's all like, she's like, this all comes back to me. It all started with me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for it. Like blah, blah, blah. It's like, this is, basically it's like this, it's not her fault directly. Is what is the kind of the base concept. So they all kind of come to a mutual grounding of like, we're going to work together to try to fuck Shitty up because he's the asshole. We need to eliminate him. And then meanwhile, he is here. Okay. He is here because he summons a freaking air raid. Yeah, an air raid. So why that's like important here is because like it's been referenced multiple times throughout this series, but never fully explored that this island was in the middle of a war at one point, and Heini lived through that war as a little girl. So like this is a triggering memory for her that Shide is now pulling out, where you see all the planes coming out and start dropping bombs.
Oh god.
Full blown air raid, man. I'm not kidding. But meanwhile, while he's doing this, you see Shide, whatever. He's got that little baby version of Heini on him, the little creepy one. So he's still holding on to that body that's still alive in some capacity. It's just really creepy, man. Starts dropping the bombs. Ursho spawns a quick shield out of her hair because her hair can basically do everything at this point. She's basically
Bobobo?
Rapunzel.
Oh.
Is it Rapunzel I'm thinking of?
Yeah.
Okay. She's basically Rapunzel or Bobobo. Mix of both. We'll say that. That's Ursho in this case. She does have blonde hair, so that does make sense. Anyway. So, she basically forms a shield, whatever. The bombs are just dropping all around. They try to quickly formulate a plan that basically can kind of stop this entire air raid, basically get a chance to attack Shide, which they end up doing. But when they attack Shide, like, they completely manage to obliterate one side of his body. But, like, the interior of it's, like, just empty and a husk, and he's not regenerating. So that's when they've determined that Shide's real body is not here in the afterlife with them. So they, his real body's still back on the other side.
So he's having a spiritual...
Basically.
Okay.
Yeah. So Shide basically has his spirit within this world right now, but his actual living body is still in the other world. So that's where I'm assuming in the next episode, Shadow Mio and Sal's going to have to take care of some business over there. That's only my assumption before Shinpei and Ursho can get out and help out taking care of business. We'll get there when we get there, I guess. Because that's pretty much kind of where the episode ended, is with them basically kind of fucking this version of Shide up. He hasn't completely lost it. They managed to stop the air raid, so that's the big thing. They managed to, put a big bow on that bad boy. But either way, like this episode was pretty solid. The kind of the direction that the end of this series has taken is interesting to say the least. But I'm here for it. I'm still here for it. I've really enjoyed this. Overall, pretty solid episode. I mostly really enjoyed the interaction between Renosuke and Shinpei. That I really enjoyed. Because it's been like what? I think 2 or 3 episodes now they have been together, and we've gotten very little interaction between them. So this episode,
they joined together in the middle of combat, though, right?
It was right after combat.
Okay.
It was as Hizuru was dying. She passed on Renosuke, and that was at the end of that episode too. So like the few episodes since, it's like you've gotten no interactions between the two of them.
Gotcha.
So I've enjoyed getting to explore that sort of dynamic now, and some other aspects of the episode was pretty interesting as well. Favorite episode of the week. Classroom of the week.
Yeah.
Also, that reminds me as well, I thought about this yesterday. Do we want to start rating episodes as well, like we do chapters, or we just want to do favorite episode of the week? Because I mean, we rate all these chapters. Do we want to rate episodes too? No, don't want to mess with that.
I mean, we could, but you're gonna get a bunch of real fucking random ratings from me.
That's fine though. Let's do it. Let's do it. What would you rate Overlord this week?
I would probably give it a 7.
Okay. Lycoris Recoil. I would probably give this one probably an 8. I really enjoyed the threatening presence of Chisato. That was hilarious. Rent a Girlfriend. Probably give that one an 8. Classroom of the Elite.
I'd give it a 9.
I'd give it a 10, honestly. Really, really enjoying this episode
It was really good.
immensely. Dragon Quest.
Hit the button.
What the
200 IQ plays.
Okay. Summertime Rendering, I'd probably give this one an 8. Yeah, that's probably what I'd give it. I don't think there's a bad thing to do ratings for episodes. We do it for chapters. Speaking of chapters, we'll go to the chapter ratings. So there's a lot of stuff I did not read. I am so sorry. I've been very busy with a project that we have going on over here right now that will be very beneficial to Sparky 3. And I've been busy with some other things. I'm sorry. There was a lot of stuff that I did not read. But I still read some stuff. It's fine. We're here. All right, One Piece, 1060. I would give this one probably an 8. I mean, it was just mostly like a big chapter of like, well, there was some very heavy plot points in this chapter that were pretty damn interesting with like Sabo and Dragon Maiden appearance and a few other characters. But then the end half of it was like interactions with the Straw Hats, which was very interesting there. Some general reactions from characters and including Luffy pouting at Zoro using common sense or logic on Luffy. So that was funny.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I'd give it an 8. Pretty solid. My Hero 366.
Did you read this?
Of course. I give it a 9.
How do you feel about what they did with that one character? Because I saw that some people were very like, why?
Just I'll go ahead. I'll be the one to say it. People can point their guns at me. We're talking about Lemillion?
Yeah.
Okay. It works for me. It does. It worked with how they set it up and stuff. While it seems so stupid, I guess like a climax for him, it works for me. I mean, I get it. I understand.
Okay. I mean, I didn't care either way because I mean, it is what it is.
Right.
But I was just like, okay, seems sort of odd. I sort of get the reasoning behind it, but okay.
And you know what? I just realized something. I just realized why you let it off as that character, because I just realized his big thing is in this upcoming season, isn't it?
Yes.
Sorry, everyone. You go ahead and dislike this video. I apologize. But I'd give the chapter a 9, though.
I'd give it an 8.
The ending was sweet.
I give it an 8.
All right, Black Clover, I didn't read. What'd you rate it?
I'll give it a 7.
Okay. JJK, 198. So I'm caught up on this one.
There wasn't an episode. There wasn't a chapter.
Oh, my bad. Next two, Mission Core Family, Unluck. I actually didn't read either of these, and both of these are 2 of my series, both of them being very hype, and I just forgot to read them. I'm sorry. This week for Shonen Jump, did it come out late? Did it come out on Monday?
I don't usually read till Wednesday.
Okay, because it was either this week or last week they came out on Monday. It might have been this week, and that might be why I kind of just it got lost in translation for me. I could be wrong on when they came out. Anyway, Mashle, I did not read. What'd you rate it?
I'll give it a 7.
Sakamoto Days, 87.
I'll give it an 8.
Elusive Samurai, 78.
6.
Blue Box, 69.
Our girl Hina's got a wing lady.
True. I'd give this chapter an 8.
I'll give it an 8.
P6, 49.
I don't know what happened in this chapter. I'll give it a 7.
Okay. Akane-Banashi.
It was a weird inner monologue thing.
I saw like a single shot of this chapter, and I didn't know what I was looking at.
So it was a whole inner monologue thing of Lucky sort of.
Yeah. And like
the personality
the thing with his eyes changed.
Well,
I saw that. That's the shot that I saw.
Yes, because it's his brother's playing his piece, and he just gives sort of a blank space. Apparently, people see a blank space and see the thing that they want to see. And Lucky's having like an inner conversation because there's his 2 personalities. There's the personality that chose to play for other people versus the personality, which is his ego of playing for himself.
Right.
And they're sort of conflicting and sort of having him just going, you're leaning away from that person you were and becoming this more egotistical person. So he's having this inner conflict thing, which they did in a weird way, but an interesting way, but it was also real trippy.
Okay.
6.
Okay. Akane-Banashi 30.
7.
Okay. No Dragon Ball Super this month. It was on a break. Boruto did have a chapter, and it was just it was comedic more than anything, I guess.
Kawaki get laid?
No, but we're heading that way, man. So like literally like the end of last chapter kind of ended off where Team 7 got reunited because it's like time for a new mission, first one in a while since everything had kind of happened, you know.
Yeah.
Which, you know, once you get the details of the mission, where the mission is for Boruto, Kawaki, and Ida, who is on her way here, to all live together. That is the mission, and everyone's just like, Are you joking? And Shikamaru just in stone face Shikamaru, no, I'm not. Because he points out that Boruto and Kawaki are the only ones who cannot fall to her ability, which makes everyone just fall in love with her.
Why is Boruto immune?
Because of the I can never pronounce the name of that clown. The clan. The main villains of the entire series. Otsutsuki's.
I don't fucking know.
Kaguya and all them.
I know she's a thing. I never.
Okay. Well, that clan.
Okay.
I think that's the first time in my life I've ever pronounced that name potentially correct. Is Otsutsuki's, because he's essentially an Otsutsuki now. Because when he died,
Wait, Boruto died?
Yes, he died a few chapters ago.
Is that a spoiler?
I mean, it's a monthly manga.
Okay,
and
fair enough.
And he's alive now, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, he died from Kawaki. Kawaki killed him. Kawaki killed him because Boruto was losing control. Momosuke was taking over Boruto's body to a point Boruto was not going to come back. So it was like a mutual brother understanding, please kill me. And Kawaki killed him, but then Momosuke's just like, damn it, you ruined my plans. I can't let you die. You're my host. So Momosuke revives Boruto, so one day he can maybe still take over Boruto's body, but because he did that, Momosuke's like basically control and power is so drained now because he had to revive Boruto. So Momosuke is still there, and Boruto's body is essentially an Otsutsuki now. I know, man.
Hey, Dad, how do you deal with a being inside you trying to take you over? Well, son,
Basically.
you give into that power and become best buds.
They're definitely not best buds. Momosuke was just like, I just couldn't let you die because if you die, that means I die.
Okay, carry on.
Anyway, Kawaki's got the karma still. Boruto's an Otsutsuki now, his body at least. So that's how they can't be controlled, because those Otsutsukis are immune to that ability because she is an Otsutsuki as well. She can't do it on her own kind.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, they're gonna be living together. But meanwhile, the whole time, right, that Shikamaru's breaking down this mission, she's listening because with her powers as well, she can basically listen and watch to anything at any time. Even Shikamaru points out that she doesn't have to be listening and watching in real time. She can go back and rewatch like a freaking video. Like, I don't know how her abilities work. She just continues to get more and more broken. I don't know what we're doing
She
with
just
this
sounds
series.
like Beautiful Joe.
Exactly. I don't know where we're going with the series anymore. I really, really don't. But it was really funny watching her reaction because she's just like, oh my gosh, I'm going to live together with Kawaki. And she's like, she's listening to the whole thing. And even Shikamaru, when Kawaki and Boruto is trying to like point out like, why us? Why do we have to do this? Shikamaru is breaking it all down like this and this. And Shikamaru literally says, and it really pains me to have to say this, but Kawaki, she kind of has a crush on you. Literally what Shikamaru says to Kawaki's like, what? And then you see Ida say, oh my god, Shikamaru, you told him I could die right now. So it's going to be interesting. I don't know where we're going with this series, man. And Boruto's like, wait, why do I have to be there? And Shikamaru's just like, you just need to mediate between them two. And Boruto's like, what?
Boruto's losing you, and Black Clover's somehow finding its footing.
I know. And the chapter did end with a quick little interesting plug where it's just like, because you also get a quick conversation between Naruto and Sasuke or whatever. They're on top of the Hokage office and everything, and it was a very quick moment of where you get a shot. There's no text happening, whatever, because just like it's in theory, Konohamaru or Shikamaru are still talking, whatever. But it's where like Kawaki looks over and you see like Sadara, you see Boruto, you see Mitsuki, whatever. But also in that moment, standing right beside Boruto, like everyone's facing this way, so Momoshiki was there, right beside Boruto, but looking like directly at Boruto's face. Like, here's Boruto's face, here's Momoshiki just staring right at him. And it was just a quick moment. Yeah, quick, man.
I'm gonna eat your boy.
Basically, and Kawaki saw it. No one else saw it, but even up on the roof, Sasuke sensed it. Sasuke quickly turned around as all this happened. Naruto's like, what's up? And Sasuke's like, that was weird. That felt like that one time, and it brought you back to when Sasuke fought against Momoshiki and his whatever a companion. That was in the Boruto movie.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's probably seen that by now. So that was a very interesting little way to kind of end the chapter. I give it a 6 though, because where the fuck are we going with this series? I have a lot of questions. Anyway, Chainsaw Man. I did not read the new
No
chapter.
chapter.
Okay, great, perfect. Kaiju did not read that.
No chapter.
No, I did.
I didn't see one.
Yeah. Wait. No, I just realized 70 was last week, wasn't it?
Yep.
My bad. Spy Family.
It was a Lloyd versus Yuri chapter.
Ooh.
I give it an 8.
What about Tokyo Avengers 270?
Shit's fucking wild.
Shit is wild right now. Which one?
I don't know.
Man, this is a wild plot point.
Went fucking
This
left
is not.
field.
This is not what
was
I
not
expected.
where I was expected it to go after everything has been building up.
Dude, it came out of nowhere.
I give it an 8.
I give this chapter an 8 as well. Rent a Girlfriend 252. I'd give this one an 8. Give this one an 8. Eden Zero 28. Did you read it? Because I didn't read this one.
I'll give it an 8.
7 Days Since 4 Nights of the Apocalypse, chapter 78. Okay, I still want to point this out. We have not gone back to the Jericho plot.
Yes!
Thank God. That was there for one chapter, and we have completely ignored it since.
You think whenever the physical version of it in print, you think that'll be taken out and
I feel like
retconned?
it might. Yeah, I can see that.
I want to see the translations of the actual printed volumes.
I can see that, yeah. No, this chapter was pretty dope, dude. Meliodas and Arthur kind of duking out. Tristan's still kind of losing his shit with his power because he can't control it. Pretty good chapter. I'll give this one a 9. I really enjoyed it. Okay, so I'll be brutally honest. I'm looking at all the webtoons, right? I think I only read Down to Earth 114.
Fuck.
So I'm going to let you run through this list and give your ratings.
No unOrdinary this week.
Yep, still on break.
Weak Hero, I'll give it a 9. Eleceed, I'll give it an 8.
Okay. Down to Earth, I'd give an 8. And then the rest 3 was mine, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah. Suitor Armor, I think, was on a break this week. Mage and Demon Queen, I think there was a new chapter, but it's going on break until October 13th is what I saw on Twitter.
Damn.
From the author. And Immortal Weakling, I didn't read this week either. I'm very behind on my reading, clearly. Favorite chapter of the week?
I'm going to say Eleceed.
Give it to My Hero this week. I really enjoyed My Hero's chapter. It was solid. All right. That does it for today's episode. Next week should be good. We have a couple more finales. That'll be exciting. Overlord Season 4 finale. Lycoris Recoil finale. Classroom of the Elite finale. Second to last episode of Summertime Rendering. And Meme Quest, of course, I guess. And then after that, we'll be off the next week while I go enjoy. I try not to boast, but I'll pat myself on the back. A very deserved vacation after what I've been dealing with for a while. So looking forward to that. And then when we come back from that vacation, unfortunately, we'll still talk about Dragon Quest.
Yes.
And I will have the Summertime Rendering finale to chat about. We'll lead off the show with that when we come back from break, and then we'll dive into some new stuff.
Yes.
We'll have My Hero, Chainsaw Man, Bleach, Spy Family, Gundam, Witch from Mercury,
Yes.
Emergence of Shadow. I'm going to check out Blue Lock. Oh, Blue Lock. Whew, ready for that one. We got a lot.
It's going to be a long episode.
We got a lot. We got a lot to dive into. Zach, anything else that you want to shout out with anything that we chat about here today? Anything you missed?
No, I think I'm good.
All right, I'm gonna hit the music. Let's get out of here.
Like, comment, subscribe, rate, whatever your platform allows. It does help. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can hit that subscribe and really help us out. You could really help us out by going to Anime Plus is YouTube and subscribing there. So there's some sort of traction there. Thank you. Please. Bye.
Yeah, we're working on that. That other channel will move over there eventually. It'll take time, but you subscribing will help speed it up, go a little bit faster. We'd appreciate that. Do everything he said and more, as well as check us out on our website, spark3.com. You sign up for free or sign up $5 a month. We appreciate that. Check out all of our sponsors down below. We definitely appreciate that support, as well as if you join the Discord and check out the other shows like A Terrible Football Show and Game Static, both of which are now live shows. Terrible Football Show going live every Tuesday and Game Static going live every Saturday. We definitely appreciate if you want to stop by, chat with us about sports ball or game videos, and just have a great time. Until next time, guys, have a good one. See ya.